So there's a word being thrown around in Tallahassee right now, and I've heard it here in Boca Raton as well. The word used to be unthinkable for HOAs, and the word is abolition. For decades, we've accepted HOAs as pretty much a necessary evil in Florida. But between the rising cost and the headlines about corruption, homeowners are starting to ask the question, what if we just fired the association? The reason, let's be honest, we're even in this is a crisis of trust. Recent reports have highlighted that board members treated community accounts like personal ATMs. That's why House Bill 1203 recently made it a felony for board members to use association debit cards for personal gain. When the people collecting your checks are blocking the records and taking vendor kickbacks, the failed experiment talk starts to get very loud. Right now, Florida is looking at House Bill 657. This is the Rights of Homeowners bill. Historically, dissolving an HOA was legally pretty much impossible. You virtually needed 80 to 100% of owners to agree. The new proposal changes the game. It suggests that if only 20% of a community signs the petition, the board must hold a vote. To dissolve, you'd need 2/3 of the community to say yes, which we would roughly call 67% of homeowners to agree. That's a massive shift in power. But here's the unfiltered truth. Even if the bill passes and you get the vote, you can't just walk away from the infrastructure. The law would require court-supervised community association court program to oversee the transition, because you can't just leave the streetlights and the drainage ponds in limbo. So let's talk about the reality of a post-HOA life. The pros: you get back your personal liberty. No more fines where you park your truck or what color your mulch is. And you also save thousands a year in dues and legal fees, which were previously used pretty much to sue your neighbors. The cons? Well, if you live in a planned unit development, the HOA owns the common elements. If the HOA dies, that ownership reverts to you and your neighbors jointly. So think about that. Who pays for the liability insurance for the pool? Who manages the retention pond so that the street doesn't flood during a tropical storm? The county generally won't take over private roads unless they're brought up to a public standard, which often requires a massive special assessment from the homeowners first. Plus, without an HOA, you lose that uniformity that typically keeps property values between 4 and 10% higher than non-HOA neighborhoods of the same. The thing is, the movement isn't necessarily about destroying communities. It's about accountability. Most people don't want the gates to fall off the hinges. They just want a board that operates with transparency and doesn't treat the neighborhood like a private fiefdom. We're really pretty much entering a new era of real estate where how your community is run is just as important as the square footage of your kitchen. And this is poised to be a very beneficial change for homeowners. Do you have any horror stories with your HOA? Drop them in the comments below and please share all the juicy details. I mean, I really love a good juicy HOA story, right? Who doesn't? If you want to see any specific schematics or maybe the financial health of a community you're looking at here in Boca Raton or the surrounding areas, reach out. And if there's anything I can do to help, please give me a call or send me a message. It's my pleasure to be of service. I'm Adam Gutmann, your local Boca Raton Realtor, and I look forward to seeing you around town.